So I want to talk Pluto for a second. I'm watching this channel called Astrolada because it was referred to me by my soul sister Carly. Astrolada is Astrolada, right? Astrolada. And she talks about the rising signs and the different transits of planets through the houses according to your rising sign. So I'm Cancer rising, I'm watching Cancer. And because Pluto is transiting into Aquarius, she briefly touched on the previous period of Pluto being in Capricorn in our 7th house. And she's talking about how there was a lot of transformation that probably came through that cycle via toxic relationships. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, wow, okay. So I start flashing back in my chart, to see when Pluto transited and clicked into my 7th house, which starts at 6 degrees Capricorn. And to the day, it's the day that I moved to South Carolina with my now ex-husband, my son's father. Extremely toxic. Fast forward all the crazy shit that happened in between to where it left my 7th house at 26 degrees Capricorn. To the day, the fucking day, is the day I moved out of my Twin Flames apartment, our apartment. I left him and I moved out. The day Pluto left my 7th house. So then Pluto starts retrograding. And goes back into my 7th house, during which time I reconnected with NG. For those of you who know, I've referred to NG. And on the day he was supposed to fly in, I told him not to come. I said, don't come. I broke up with him, let him go completely, blocked all communications. I was done. I told him that I had had some kind of revelation with the new moon in Capricorn that took place. Because I did. I had a huge revelation. Huge clarity moment, right? Just so happened to be on that click of my 7th and 8th house. When Pluto, after that whole retrograde period, clicked back into my 8th house, I had officially let go of all toxic relationships. To the day. Pluto. Now I can go back. I can go back in time with these charts, and I'm sure that there are certain aspects aligning in the cosmos that represent the day that I got divorced from my son's father. And when I connected to all of the other crazy exes that I had during that time, that all turned into psycho-obsessed stalkers. So, right? Capricorn energy, obsession energy, right? When we think about the devil card in tarot, it's all about obsession, addiction, and punishment, and shackles, and wounds, right? The things that keep us bound. And my 7th house is naturally empty. There's nothing in there. It's an empty house. But I had Pluto in there. I had Pluto in there from 2011 until 2022. Just wanted to give you something to think about. Because that's pretty wild. Knowing that the day Pluto entered is the day that I moved and moved forward with my ex-husband, even though he was not my husband at the time. We moved forward. And I left my counterpart, quote unquote twin flame, left him, And a second one who, and I told him I didn't like it, started referring to me as his twin flame. Like, I think you're my twin flame this whole time. And I'm like, I don't really like the term. Like, I'd rather you not call me that, right? Red flags going off. Huge revelation. New moon in Capricorn took place on the cusp of my 7th and 8th house. Pluto officially left my 7th house. It's pretty fucking wild. To the day, every time. Wild. So, if you don't think that Pluto is a planet and it doesn't count, oh, it counts. And it's a big player. It's a big player in the astrology. So have some fun. Go back and see where Pluto was and what house for the last cycle and how it affected your houses. Matter of fact, go check out Astrolotta. Go check out her March forecast for you for 2023. Look up your rising sign. You will learn a lot. You'll get curious about a lot and then start researching a lot, which I always highly recommend. So, till next time. Bye.